Did they really write a script about a creature in a glory hole?
Yep.
Did someone actually film a movie about a creature in a glory hole?
Yep.
Did we actually watch a film about a creature in a glory hole?
Yes, we did.
All this and more on Gory Storytime.
Warning. Gory Storytime is a horror movie review show by a son and his dad who thought that letting his 5-year-old watch scary movies was acceptable. If you are offended by horror or talk about blood and gore by a child, or if you don't want horror movies from the 60s through today spoiled, then there is a remote stuck in your couch cushion next to potato chip crumbs. Use it. And of course, parental discretion is advised.
Why? You didn't use any.
Shut up and start the show.
Welcome to Gory Storytime. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig. And this week, we're starting randomly. We didn't know what we were going to do for the next 4. But he saw this movie.
I saw this trailer a few months ago. I bought the movie because it looked funny to me.
It was made by Shudder. So we said, since we watched it and we're going to review it, why don't we do 4 Shudder movies? So, and we don't even have Shudder, and we're certainly not sponsored. This is not a sponsorship thing.
No,
But since they make their own content, we figured let's review some.
Yes.
But we based that on we already watched this and we're going to review it. Now you see how the thinking process works.
Thinking, yes, we do that.
But anyway, here's the basic premise. This guy is fresh off of splitting with his girlfriend.
Yep.
And pulls into a public restroom at a rest stop.
Yep.
And there's a hole in the wall and a voice on the other side, and it convinces him not to leave the bathroom, or bad things will kind of happen. I mean, when he does leave, he keeps coming back.
That's not really convincing.
Forcing.
From my remembering. Right.
Okay, but whatever.
He makes him stay in that bathroom.
The point is, so it's a guy having to deal with a voice he keeps hearing from the other side of a hole in a bathroom stall.
J.K. Simmons.
Yes, J.K. Simmons plays that, but we can get into the behind-the-scenes information.
After the trailer and whatnot, yeah, okay.
Because I bet that comes up.
I bet.
Considering we had to stretch. All right, so that's basically the premise?
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we throw it to a trailer so you can see what we are talking about.
Hi, it's Brenda. I'll call you back.
This is even the
Hey, Brenda, Wes, calling you again. I just needed to hear your voice.
I love you very much.
You know, some things may seem broken. Usually just means you stop trying.
Everything all right over there, my friend?
I'm not much of a bathroom talker.
You're not in the least bit curious as to what I have to say.
I'm just not into conversations with random dudes hiding out in bathroom stalls.
No one is coming to help you, friend.
Anybody! So you're a god living in a rest stop bathroom in a stall that's glory hole adjacent.
I am he. I am that God. The universe has a favor to ask. You need to satisfy my physical form. There's only one part of you that can do that.
I'm not doing it. I don't care how many people it saves.
Total annihilation of all life in the universe.
Your feelings tear you up inside, pure and raw. That's what I need from you.
did you do, Wes?
Makes me wish I'd driven the extra 40 miles to the next rest stop.
That wouldn't have helped.
Why? Is there a troll living in that one?
Well,
Yeah.
decent trailer. Doesn't give much away.
Now, here's my question. Do you think that we pretty much covered enough of, like, what the premise is? Because we'll get into the facts and they get into, like, what's behind the door a little bit. So I will say, before we do this, the only facts we found said right on them, like, spoilers contained. So if this seems like something you'd be interested in,
We
watch
are
it ahead of time.
spoiling it.
We are going to.
I
There's not a lot
purchased a
of-
copy, so it is out there for purchase.
on DVD, or if you have the
Shudder
streaming
app,
service.
they obviously
Shudder,
are
yeah.
streaming it if it's theirs.
Yeah. So, anywho,
Yeah.
before we get to the behind the scenes and the spoiling of this movie, though,
Yes.
we have to explain that what we're here for is we like to sell products
Ourselves.
Well, that's the product we sell, is ourselves. And we use this premise of reviewing movies as an excuse to sell ourselves.
Yes.
Because, when you have 2 or 3 whole views, companies are coming to you just handing
In
you
waves.
money, just
Like this.
right. And this week, the way we earned our one giant dime, like in the Batcave.
Oh my goodness. I was so excited when that came in.
Yes. It goes with our giant jukebox we got last week. Anyway. How old am I that I'm pretending a dime would pay? Never mind.
Basically.
This week, the way we made our money is by selling these products. Gory Storytime is brought to you by public restrooms. Nothing quite rivals the experience of a public restroom while you're traveling. Here's some of what you can expect when you stop in. 2 sinks for every 6 stalls and 2 urinals. Art by local artists in permanent marker on the walls and doors. Don't forget to wipe off the seat covered with both numbers 1 and 2. Busted open toilet paper holders that have been urinated on. And on your way out, just try to dry your hands. Between our empty paper towel dispenser and broken hand dryer, you might as well just use your pants. Public restrooms, because sometimes there's no other choice.
Yeah. And by Glory Donuts. We at Glory Donuts are thrilled to announce our new Glory Holes. Donut holes have never been as good as these. It's been hard to hold back the release of these amazing donut holes. Glory holes come in a variety of flavors. If you like a thick glaze, we got that. Prefer something salty and sweet, we got that too. My personal favorite ones are the ones stuffed with cream. Glory Donuts Glory Holes. Just grab one and put it in your mouth today.
All right. Now, let's get to the behind-the-scenes information, or as you like to call it, the meat and beef.
Or as I like to call it, the meat and beef.
Yes. We didn't find a lot of facts, but I do my research.
Yes.
I do my research. And I got 20 facts here.
But we said it before, we're saying it again. Spoilers.
Yeah.
If you don't want to know anything about the movie.
Because we're going to reveal who's behind the thing.
Who's behind the door?
Yeah.
Other than J.K. Simmons' voice.
Right. All right, you go first.
Although his father is never directly identified, Gadanathoa is one of the sons of the legendary Lovecraftian god Cthulhu.
All right. Gadanathoa is from the H.P. Lovecraft mythos. In the Lovecraft universe, he's the firstborn spawn of Cthulhu.
The god, Gadanathoa, is a creation of H.P. Lovecraft and his the child of Cthulhu.
The voice that Wes hears in the next stall is Gadanathoa, the son of Cthulhu from the works of H.P. Lovecraft.
The
5.
J.K. Simmons voices Gadonathoa, a character from H.P. Lovecraft's writings and son of Cthulhu.
Writers Todd Rigney, Joshua Hull, David Ian McKendry based the character of Gadonathoa on the firstborn child of the Lovecraftian god Cthulhu.
Gary the janitor for the rest stop is killed by a god named Gadonathoa, who was from the stories about Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft.
There aren't many facts about the making of this movie, but one interesting thing I found is that the god Gadonathoa is one of the monstrous gods from the mind of H.P. Lovecraft. Not only that, he's the son of Cthulhu.
While H.P. Lovecraft had nothing to do with this film, he did come up with the god Gadonathoa, child of Cthulhu, the child of Cthulhu that is portrayed in this.
Ryan Quanten, who had been on True Blood as Jason Stackhouse, plays West, a young man who is confronted by Cthulhu's child, Gadonathoa, a god from the works of Lovecraft.
The thing on the other side of the stall is Cthulhu's son, Gadonathoa. If you recognize those names, it's probably stemming from the fact that they were created by H.P. Lovecraft.
You may be surprised that a movie about an entity in a bathroom stall could be connected to the H.P. Lovecraft universe, but that entity is the god Gadonathoa, the firstborn child of Cthulhu.
A smaller character from classic horror writer H.P. Lovecraft appears in this movie. One of Cthulhu's children, Gadonathoa. He's voiced by J.K. Simmons.
All right. The god that is keeping Wes hostage in the restroom is Gadonathoa, the son of elder god Cthulhu from the writings of H.P. Lovecraft.
Anyone who has read the works of H.P. Lovecraft may recognize the character Gadonathoa, not only a god from the Lovecraftian stories, but as a matter of fact, is the son of Cthulhu.
It may seem strange to know, but the thing terrorizing the rest stop bathroom was Gadonathoa, one of Cthulhu's children who originated in the world of H.P. Lovecraft.
After ending things with girlfriend Brenda, Wes stops at a restroom where he meets the god Gadonathoa, son of Cthulhu, according to the stories of H.P. Lovecraft.
Due to public domain laws, the works of H.P. Lovecraft could be interpreted in new ways. So, in Glorious, they used the god Gadonathoa, who is one of Cthulhu's kids.
When Wes learns the name of the thing that entrapped him in the public bathroom, it was Gadonathoa. As strange as it sounds, Gadonathoa is a god created by H.P. Lovecraft to be a child of Cthulhu.
And finally, this movie was filmed in Jackson, Mississippi. All right.
Yeah.
Rotten
Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes, yes.
Rotten Tomatoes is a thing that exists.
Now, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't rate movies, and we found some interesting stuff this week about what they do to try to change the numbers on movies sometimes to boost them and stuff, but we're not getting into that. The way it's supposed to work is the critics that are official critics according to them, like, kind of like the checkmark thing on Twitter.
Yeah.
Or the way it used
verified,
to be. Verified,
whatever, yeah.
These are verified people, and they watched it, and they give a positive or negative review, and we just get the percentage of those that are positive.
Yep.
And the critics have this at?
86%.
Which is a pretty decent percent for a movie about a glory hole monster thing.
Did you know that that's actually Gadonathoa?
I do. I heard that somewhere. But the people also can go on to Rotten Tomatoes and vote themselves, positive or negative, and only 57% of the people like this movie.
Did they not?
Which is weird because usually the critics are lower with the score, especially with something...
Yeah, and something about a glory hole. Talking to a guy.
A Lovecraftian god in a glory hole.
Son of Cthulhu, actually.
Seems to be something that they would be very... the critics would be harder on.
And the fans would probably be more open to it, I would think.
But apparently not. So 86 and 57 are the numbers once again.
Yeah.
Now, we enjoyed this movie. So what was your least favorite part?
Very easy. Very, very easy. So there's a scene where Wes is trying to drink his sorrows, and it cuts from mellow to harsh music,
Yeah.
in a
like-
very jump cut way to kind of throw you off balance and make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was-
and like it would have worked had either of the songs been
good.
okay for my
Yeah,
ears.
I don't mind, sudden hard metal type music, but come
As
on,
long as
like,
it's decent.
yeah, like
And it went
this
from
was-
not a good mellow song to an even worse screamo song.
Okay. My least favorite part was probably trying to do research. I hope that we have an easier time
next
with
few?
the other Shudder movies, because apparently not a lot of people are going on
And watching their stuff.
and like no, I'm sure they are. They're just not going on IMDb
and putting facts up.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
What was your favorite thing?
Probably the acting.
I mean, considering the ridiculous
Premise.
nature of the premise.
I mean, it truly shows that, like, it's on par for me with acting at, like, what's that phone booth? Where it's one dude and a voice the whole time. And every once in a while someone else will come in, but it's like, it's about this dude and this voice.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm fully sold.
My favorite thing was he gets an offer to save the world, and he says, "You know what you got to do." And this dummy knows he's talking to the son of Cthulhu, for Pete's sake,
Got in the throw.
and decides to insert himself.
Into the glory hole.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, well, what's that?
Yeah. He's like, "Hey, do you really think that's going to save the universe?"
You think the thing that's going to save all of humankind is
exactly.
your penis?
I was hoping you wouldn't quote that, because, like, this isn't that show, but, like,
I didn't swear. Penis is fine.
he's going to have a shirt printed up that says that now.
I didn't swear. Penis is fine.
No,
Yes, I will.
I didn't swear won't be on that shirt.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah, basically.
out of context, you know the rules.
I know the rules. Make me the shirt.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, where does this lie in your mind?
I'm gonna meet the critics, surprisingly, at an 8.5.
You know, I'm going to give it an 8. I was expecting way worse. I don't think it's in the top 1.5% of horror movies, so I'm not going 8.5.
I guess that makes sense.
I think you're just bumped by, you expected to think it was schlockier than it was.
I mean, I
It
was
ended up
almost
being
hoping for like
lot-
a schlocky, like, oh, killer tomatoes, like,
Oh, yeah.
it's a talking glory hole,
and it
like,
turned
yeah,
out not to be that, which
like
is,
at all,
I think that might have been what turned off, 43% of the people.
because they went into it thinking J.K. Simmons is voicing a glory hole and he wasn't weird.
Like, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
So I'm going with an 8,
I did 8.5.
and the only reason I'm going with, I probably would have went with a 7, but the surprise that it was so
Like,
done
actually
well and seriously gives it an extra point for me.
yeah,
But then again, had it been the other thing, I probably would have gave it an 8, because I would have rated it on
that scale where it's
Right.
like, well, we went into it knowing it was a movie about a talking glory
Right.
hole and a guy stuck in a
So-
bathroom. Like, come on.
But anyway.
So either way,
so-
it was good.
Yeah, we enjoyed this. Sorry that we had to spoil some major things to get 20
Jackson,
facts.
Mississippi.
I know. Anyway, is that anything else you want to say about this movie other than
Watch it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's actually enjoyable. It sounds like it would be the dumbest
Goofy.
thing, and it really
So
wasn't.
goofy.
They played it so straight and did it so well.
There is very little in this movie that even feels remotely goofy,
Weird that they would play it straight.
right?
But all right.
That happens.
I mean, it's just such a corny premise. All right, so Now we give our end of show things. I think we kind of went a little quick today, but that happens.
Oh, yeah. So you can watch this show on channel Fact TV, channel 1082, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m.
You can check us out on Facebook. And when I say us, I mean not only Gory Storytime, of course, but why don't you go over to the Fact TV page and give them a like?
Yes. You can go to fact8.com, watch a bunch of back episodes of this, as well as many other shows.
And you can always follow me on Twitter at Craig Jakes, all one word, all lowercase.
Or you could also follow him on Twitter.
Sort of.
At Jiggly Fernbrain, where I only tweet funny things that he says in or out of context.
That was why I brought up the shirt thing, was like, because some of those actually should be shirts too, some of those tweets.
Some of them should be shirts.
But anyway, so also check out, if you type in Gory Storytime on YouTube, the two things that'll pop up is Fact TV has their YouTube channel, and I have the Gory Storytime YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to both. That would be awesome. Help people out.
It would. And until next week with another Shudder horror movie.
Yep.
I've been your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and father, Craig. And sweet dreams.